Hey there, it's Jacqueline. It's 3 o'clock. It's Thursday, and I'm back in the kitchen. I am so glad to be home. My goodness, travel is not fun. Can I just say that again? Travel's not fun anymore. It really isn't. I'm quite sad about it. In fact, my bag was missing, and it just showed up. So anyway, I'm finally here, and it's cooking day. Anyway, I'll just wait for a minute or two for some people to pop in because I am sharing a recipe today that you are going to love. I have never had a stuffed potato that tastes so good. And this is in commemoration to St. Patty's Day, which is just down the road. So I wanted to make sure that I gave you the recipe here so that you could use it next week. Okay, so here we go. So today's cooking class is, hi Ashley. Oh, Ashley, brand new consultant. You're watching me. Good. Anyway, today I'm going to make an Irish stuffed baked potato because my husband and I are going to eat this tonight. And I'm going to tell you, I've already got it made and I could hardly take my hands off this. You're going to absolutely love this. So what I'm going to do, what I've already done in advance is I steamed my potatoes, and these are baking potatoes. And if you're wondering what is a baking potato, there's a difference. Grab russets. Russet potatoes are the best. And I literally put them in here and I steam them for 5 minutes, and then I move them around and cook them for another 5 minutes so that they were nice and soft in the inside. And you're going to see that in a minute. This is our multi-purpose steamer, guys. Love this, love this, love this, because I'm going to show you how awesome this is. Like, this is actually got a tray in it, and we've got bacon in here. These are 3 strips of bacon. I've got them sliced in half, and I'm sitting them on a tray. And of course, the lid, if you're not familiar with this, make sure the lid goes so the steam vents are away from the handles, okay? I'm literally going to put this bacon in the microwave for 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes. You're gonna see that you are not gonna have any mess. It's all gonna stay inside the container, okay? Give me a second, I'll be right back, and then I'm gonna tell you some fun food facts. Okay, so while that's in the microwave, let me show you a little bit about this potato. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, really, what is synonymous with Ireland is potatoes and cabbage, okay? And so that's why I decided I'm going to pay homage to the Irish. And as I said, I steam these in advance. So I'm using my ceramic knife. If you love this ceramic knife and you don't have it, you should buy one. It stays sharp for a much longer time than regular knives. I'm just going to tell you, it's the truth. And what I've done, as I said, I steam this, but to make sure that you can stuff your potatoes, what I'm going to recommend is that you carefully, don't cut your fingers, but I like making sure that I create a wall, okay? And once I've gone around, I like to make it really super easy. I just sort of like mincing the center, and then I can literally pop it right out with a spoon, okay? So that's my tip for doing your potatoes. Now I've already got this done because I'm sure you don't want to watch me painfully do that for the next 5 minutes. You guys have better things to do with your time. Okay, so I've already done this. Oh, and when you do get it to the point where you've mushed it a bit, you can use our tablespoon and just literally scoop it out. Look at how easy that comes out, right? So just set that aside. So that is our little tablespoon scoop. All right, so now you see that I've got them on a baking sheet. All right, I don't know, how many of you have this amazing baking sheet liner? You're gonna love this. When you purchase this, I've got it on the quarter sheet size pan right now. And when you buy them, you can get the pan, you can purchase 2 of these, but they can additionally be sold with the 2 liners. And these liners I love because, as you can see, it's got a rim around it. So if you're using parchment paper right now, chances are if you put something that's a little greasy, all the grease is going under there and it's going to make your baking sheet look like crap. And then you're gonna have to scrub it. I'm just saying. This is an old baking sheet. Go figure. Looks like brand new. And that's because of the liner. So I've got my potatoes done. I'm just gonna set them aside, but now you can see that they're basically some walls and I'm gonna fill these. Are you ready for this? Here it comes, because we're gonna talk all about Ireland now. Okay, so I did say Ireland, the two things that really speak Irish to me are cabbage and potatoes. So I'm gonna, actually I should tell you all about this. Hey Nadine, this is our 4-in-1 mandolin. And why is it a 4-in-1? Okay, it's because it's got 4 different blades. If you guys have this, you know how awesome it is. So there's different sizes, and then we've got a fine grate, which actually has really fine, and I'm gonna use this today, just to show you. And then we've got one that's a little bit wider. I don't know if you can see, but I'm literally gonna shred my cabbage. This is a great way to save money, by the way, because a lot of times when you go to the store and you buy pre-sliced things, chances are you're paying for someone else to do this. And this 4-in-1 mandolin is just so easy to use. So I just gotta get it started because it's quite hot. So I'm just ripping through here. Sorry, I'm knocking my glasses over. And I'm going to put, that's probably about a cup there, about a cup of cabbage in here. Now I've got my saute pan on the stove here with just a little bit of butter. I'm just sort of melting it, but I can get that heat going up a little bit higher now. And I've got this on our flexible cutting board. And I'm literally going to just drop this in. And we're gonna saute this. By the way, my bacon just finished. So, now I also said I wanted to do onion. Now you can use, I'm just gonna show you how easy this is to use. This mandolin, I just wanna change the blade. So there's a little finger spot here. I'm just literally gonna push that. It's gonna lift up and I'm pulling it out. And I'm gonna grab that finer one, just so you can see how awesome this is. And now I'm going to just grate some of my onion. So I wonder what spice I'm going to use with this. Any idea? One of the things that I love with cabbage, you're not going to believe what I'm using today. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to shock you. Here we go. I'm going to dump my onion in here. The seasoning that I'm going to use today to make this is carne guisada. I don't know if you even have this, but you should. And I'm going to tell you why I like it so much. So carne guisada. Now, normally this would be like for making like a southern beef stew. But literally how I use my spices at home is I literally open it up and I smell it. Oh my gosh, the cumin. Oh, cumin and cabbage are like a marriage. The best seasoning ever. So this is definitely going in. So I am going to just find, I know it's here somewhere. I do, oh, here it is. My 4-in-1 measuring spoon. So here we go. A tablespoon at this end, a teaspoon at this end, and when I flip it over, there's a 1/2 and 1/4 here. I'm literally gonna put in, because of the quantity here, roughly a tablespoon. Drop it right in. The flavors, guys, I wish you were here to smell this. This is why we do in-person cooking classes, because when you smell this, your palate, you're gonna salivate. I tell you not that, I'm not kidding. So let's get this sweating a little bit. I'm gonna grab my bacon out here really soon. I don't need to burn this. That's about the right temperature I want right there. And we're just going to let this sweat a little bit and get a little soft. I'm also gonna pull my bacon out now. Are you ready? Okay, remember all that bacon? Okay, here we go. Those big strips of bacon, like what a ripoff. They filled this tray and now look at their little nuggets, but they're little gems of goodness. This recipe, by the way, if you do not do pork, you could use an alternative. We have this Better Than Bacon, which is actually flavored little black beans. And I don't know who actually slices these. I hope it's a machine. But this has the flavoring of bacon without all the fat. And of course, it's vegan. So I wanted bacon. This is something for my husband. Remember, I've been traveling. So why do I love baking my bacon? Oh, let's say that 10 times fast. In here is look at the fat. And this is basically crispy. So how easy is this going to be to clean? You can just let it cool down and you can just take it, a paper towel or you can pour it once it's a little cool right into your garbage and you're done. Okay, so I'm just going to set this. Let me just drop these off here. All right, and I want to chop these up a little bit finer. I've got, just so you know, I've got my oven already preheating. I actually cranked it up. I've got it at 400 degrees because this isn't going to take long to cook because everything's basically cooked in advance. So again, using my ceramic knife, and I'm just going to chop through this. And you can chop this as fine as you want. Excuse me. If you like bigger chunks, well, that's up to you. I don't want it totally to be unrecognizable, but I want to make sure that basically every bite that I have has the option to have that nice crispy bacon. Isn't this easy? Okay. Bacon's chopped. Slide that in. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to start making this mixture. So I'm going to add a little bit of milk. You can use any milk you want. You can use whole milk, skim milk, oat milk, almond milk, your choice. We're adding that milk so that we can get some flavors happening because that was a dry mix that was in there. The next thing that we're going to put in here is we're going to add a little bit of butter. Everything's better with butter. And so this is about a quarter of a cup of butter. And we're just going to melt this down and it's going to become sort of a saucy, I don't know, cabbagey, cheesy. Yeah, I did say cheese. I'm adding cheese to it too. Okay, so while this is just cooking, let me give you some fun food facts. Before I do that, hang on, I better tell you about my SPG. SPG, if you don't know about this, one of my favorite things, salt, pepper, garlic, all packed in one. Should probably season it a bit, so I'm gonna flip this spoon over so I get a half a teaspoon of this. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that in as well. We need a little bit of salt. Okay, all right, so here's some fun food facts about Ireland. Okay, are you ready? The reason I wanted to do this is because there was a huge famine. In fact, we're going to Ireland in May, and I had mentioned to my younger son, do you want to go to Ireland? And he said, why would I go to Ireland when all my relatives left the country? Well, just so you know, the Great Famine from 1845 to 1852, there were over 1 million people that died. Bad news, right? But there were more people that fled the country. In fact, the population in Ireland actually dropped by 20 to 25%. That famine was so bad, and part of it was because of the potato blight, which was a fungus, organism that had attached to potatoes and actually had, people starved. It was awful. So, and we know how much we love our potatoes. So anyway, but being in Ireland wasn't all doom and gloom. There's lots of fun things about Ireland. You know, they always say the luck of the Irish and things like that. So I know that I'm doing this because we got St. Paddy's Day next week. And I was thinking, okay, tell me a little bit more about St. Paddy's Day. Well, lo and behold, I'm going to add that potatoes, by the way, right now that I took out of the container. Lo and behold, St. Patrick from St. Paddy's wasn't even Irish. Is that crazy? That's totally crazy. Okay, he was actually British, but he actually helped and was commemorated in Ireland for Christianity that came over there. You guys are getting so knowledgeable while we're cooking up this meal. Anyway, so they commemorated the Christianity in Ireland, and this British guy who was born in 390 AD. That's a long time ago. So now I've just added some cheese in here. We're just going to melt this down, and then we're going to load up our potatoes. Okay, this is almost ready. Now remember, I said that I've got my oven cooking, so we're not going to finish this all off because it's going to take a little bit of time, and I know, but I will share well, actually, I've got the TV version. I do. I created it already. And I've been trying not to eat it. Hey, Linda. Hey, Bernice. That's my mom, by the way, guys. Okay, turning this off. Okay, so some fun food, some fun things about Ireland. Okay, did you guys know about the 3-leaf clover is actually signifying spring is coming? Oh my gosh. After the travel that I just came from, I am so glad spring is going to be here. It took me 2 days to get home from South Carolina. It was brutal. They lost my bags and everything. Okay, I'm not complaining, but I am home sweet home. Man, loving that. Okay, but the 4-leaf clover, let's talk about that. A 4-leaf clover. Do you know what? That every leaf stands for something. Do you guys know what they stands for? Okay, 1 leaf stands for hope. I think they needed a lot of hope during that famine. Next, they have faith. Oh, that would be St. Patty's, right? With the Christianity in the country. Then we have love. And I don't know, have you guys ever seen those special little wedding rings from Ireland that are like hands that wrap around your finger? So yeah, they like their love. And the last leaf on a 4-leaf clover is for luck. So here we go. That is your 4-leaf clover. What are the chances of you finding a 4-leaf clover? Any idea? Hey, Lori, nice to see you. The chances of finding a 4-leaf clover are like 1 in 10,000. So I guess you would have to be quite lucky. As you can see, there's a lot of filling, and I only put in a little bit of cabbage, but this is a meal that is substantial. And because it has cheese and bacon in it, it has its protein. It's got its carbs, it's got a little bit of fat, so it's pretty well rounded, but you could serve it with veggies as well. Oh, Ayub, nice to see you guys too on the training today. All right, so last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of our Better Than Bacon. Remember, this is a bacon substitute, vegan, and as I said, it is shaved little black beans, and I'm glad I don't have that job. Anyway, we're just going to sprinkle this on. If you want, you could add a little bit more cheese on the top. And I'm going to pop this in the oven because everything's cooked already. I've put it in a 400-degree oven for about 8 minutes. Okay, I've got the TV version so you guys don't have to hang out with me for too long. Hang on, but I am going to put these in, okay? And it takes me a second to set the timer. All right, here's the TV version. Guys, this is your St. Patty's Day meal. This is literally probably going to be one of the best stuffed baked potatoes you've ever had. How can you go wrong with cabbage, with cheese, with potatoes, with bacon? You're going to absolutely love these. So I know it's a little bit fussier than what my normal cooking classes are, but I'm going to tell you, once you've tasted these, all those other baked potatoes that you've tried are probably not going to hit the standard anymore. All right. So if there's anything that you saw today on my cooking class that you fell in love with, make sure that you go online, grab your items from my e-commerce website. If you would like to do your own in-person or virtual cooking class, remember that's always an option. And for those of you who are thinking, gosh, she just is feeding her family tonight and sharing this idea with others and making money, and you want to join me in my business, by all means, I would love to have you join the team. So take care, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on to my cooking class. And I really hope that you take Epicure as an opportunity to literally change how you plate your meal, and the health that can come from changing what you put in your plate is so much easier when you use Epicure. So I hope to see you again another time really soon. Take care and bye for now.